Hi, good day, everybody. My name is Baptiste. I am from Atlantis, outside Cape Town. Yes, and for a living, I work in clinical engineering for Netcare. So I have been in clinical engineering for quite a few years, and yeah. So what I expected from the course it is was to get a better understanding about medical equipment because I know how it works. You know, take blood pressure, take sets. Take a set prop, just put it on when there's a problem and things like that. Yeah, so my expectation from the course was to get a more in-depth understanding of the medical equipment for something, for example, like sets. I know all the different type of sets probes you have, but I never knew um, how it actually measured the blood oxygen level, and that was quite something for me because I just saw there's a light and didn't really know what the light was doing, what the function of it was. Yes, and then yeah, I have really learned a lot in this course, especially on calibration of equipment, the ethics, and all the different topics that were covered for me that has been working in clinical engineering for a while. It was quite interesting to see some ethics. The ethics was I liked ethics a lot. Safety and hazard management was very interesting, and then the corrective maintenance was, it was quite fascinating to find out the different types of equipment that you actually get the real classes. You see signs on equipment and you don't actually know what it means. In the company, we have a platform where you go check your information as to your service intervals and all of that, but I never knew how to determine it by myself. And with this course, I have learned that, and that was a great experience for me. And then the communication part is I also like that a lot because I work with a lot of different people, and there is different. You work with different cultures and everything, and people have different meanings and manners, and people see things in a different way. So communication was also very interesting, and it it highlighted some of the things that I really didn't know. Of how you stand, how you think. Sometimes somebody would tell me something, and I would say something, I would give them my answer and just walk away. And I never thought that somebody could actually see that there's a hoot until we did the communication part of this course. Um, for me, my favorite module is I don't have one. My favorite module was all the modules that had a direct connection with the patient. So everything that we did on the patient itself. So ECG monitoring and ECG systems was quite interesting. But my blood pressure and the pulse oximetry and patient monitors, those were my favorites. But of all of it, the blood pressure monitoring was my favorite because I really had no idea how a cuff can just pump up on your arm and then it tells you how the blood what your blood pressure is. Never knew where the diastolic and systolic pressures come from. Now I know. And back in the day when the older nurses, they like to do it old school style, we just still listen for the Korotkov sound. And I always wondered, what is this people listening to? I just see them with this thing they pump up and then they put the stethoscope on and put it on your arm. I'm like, what is this lady doing? And now I have understanding on blood pressure, how it actually works, where it comes from, what it's though it's measured on your arm. It tells a lot about what happens in the heart. And then yeah, to finish off, the course met all my expectations and much more. I was actually expecting when it gets to pulse oximetry, it will say SATS is the blood oxygen level in the bloodstream. My expectation wasn't that you're going to get the in-depth explanation of how it works, how it records, what it uses, how it actually determines the blood carrier, the oxygen carrying hemoglobin. So for me, it was quite informative, and I would recommend this course to anybody in clinical engineering. And I am looking forward to the next course that the TUT will offer us. So yeah, from my side, thank you very much, and yeah, it's a great course. Thank you.